There are a number of great local nonprofits all in need of support in Saskatoon, especially given what we've gone through this year. But it can feel a little bit overwhelming at times trying to keep them all straight and trying to decide where you should direct your money. Well, there's a new organization and website dedicated to helping you solve that problem. One Small Step Saskatchewan has just been launched. Very happy today to be joined by Alice Kuipers and Greg Bamford, who are two of the people who are spearheading this initiative. Alice, perhaps we'll start with you. Certainly a well-known local author. What made you decide that this was something that should be tackled? How did this all get started?
2 years ago, I met Greg Bamford doing the Sanctum Survivor Challenge. It's a challenge where you're asked to live as if you're homeless here in Saskatoon for just 36 hours. But those 36 hours made it clear to me that there was a lot I needed to learn. We did the challenge with my son. He was 8 years old at the time. And through the generosity and the support of organizations like YWCA Saskatoon, Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center, White Buffalo, we were able to manage those 36 hours. And what we realized afterwards was we wanted to give back to those organizations, but it was difficult for them to keep up to date wish lists when they're dealing with the incredible amount of support they have to give to client populations here in Saskatoon. So we wanted to be able to help connect donors, like people watching now, with the amazing work that the not-for-profit sector is doing here in Saskatoon.
And there really are so many great local causes that are very deserving of support. So this seems like a great initiative. Greg, maybe we'll turn to you. How did you bring all of these groups together, and basically what does the website and the organization look like?
Right. Well, first of all, we didn't want to. I guess our job when we experienced the homeless challenge was to create awareness of these organizations. And what we felt that happened is that once we were done this, I guess challenge and this experience, a lot of people reached out to us and wanted to help and wanted to donate and engage with these nonprofits. And there was nothing that we could actually direct them to. So what we started doing is we started well, first of all, looking for something we could direct them to. Then we reached out to some of the different coalitions and I guess the homeless sector and tried looking at if this idea that we were thinking about of connecting everybody together would actually work. It seemed that we had a lot of buy-in from a lot of the nonprofits. Lori from the food bank was a huge advocate from the very beginning, and that inspired us to keep on, I guess, looking at how this could possibly work. We then connected with Zoo, and we did a workshop. And surprisingly to us, but I mean, we were super appreciative for it, 12 nonprofits met with us and shared with us what their strengths were, what their weaknesses were, and that awareness was probably the number one thing that they needed. And the idea first came from just looking at how we could donate to these individual organizations, and then it kind of grew from there. I have to admit that a lot of these now EDs have now become friends because we seem to talk so much. But overall, it's just that we found that the community wasn't as connected to the nonprofits.
Zoo took over and became our partner in the project. They were very energized and helpful. And then through the sponsorship of University of Saskatchewan, Nutrien, and now DCG as well, we can keep it free for not-for-profits to have a profile page on the website. And then what happens is you connect. We don't take any money on the site. We just say, this is what this organization needs. So Sanctum Care Group needs women's pajamas. Now you know that, and you can link through our site straight to their website to find out how to get in touch with them and bring those over.
It's really cool when you look at the website. I love the fact that it's not just here's where you can give your money. It's here's what this specific organization needs. It's such a great kind of clearinghouse place for all these groups to come together. I'm guessing it must be incredibly gratifying to actually have seen this through, and now this is actually out there in the world and making a difference.
And we're really lucky. One Small Step SK has a very large group of people following us already on Facebook. I think people want to give. We have stuff and generosity in us, and so this site just makes it really easy to fill that gap. So yeah, it's super gratifying to be part of this, but there's been a lot of people who have given us their time and their expertise and their help, and that continues to be the case. So it's also really humbling to see how hard people are able to work when an idea is good, and how much energy and vision other people have around this.
it's rewarding knowing that the Saskatoon is such a small community, and that and the nonprofits are willing to work together a lot better, I think, than they do in a lot of different sectors. It just understanding the passion that these frontline workers have. Ali and I feel like we're just like hopefully just helping them do their jobs just a little bit more, just because their jobs are hard. And so I guess it is rewarding in some way that we are helping make a difference. We just know that we have so much more responsibility to connect the community to these nonprofits. So I guess that's what I get.
That's fantastic. Well, if there's one thing we all know about Saskatoonians and Saskatoon, it's a generous lot. These are people who like to help out when help is needed. So I'm sure the reaction will be great. Once again, ONESMALLSTEPSK.CA is the place to head if you want to learn more. Alice, Greg, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Simon.